Hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Dog Mom News Live. I'm Corrina Sullivan, joined by my co-host here, Louie Bear Armstrong Sullivan. Hello, everyone. This is a live show. Listen, you may see him running around the house. You may hear a little bark from time to time, but that's okay because we're dog moms and we love dog-related news. So some of you watching may be saying, what is Dog Mom News Live? Well, let's start with what is Dog Mom News? Well, Dog Mom News is a digital media platform dedicated to highlighting the unique relationships between dogs and their dog moms. Dog Mom News Live is a weekly live stream digital simulcast where we'll discuss points of interest from a wide variety of female canine professionals. We're going to cover the hot topics of the week in the canine world. You'll hear from veterinarians. You'll hear from nutritionists. You'll hear from groomers. We have the top-notch experts that are going to be joining us on our show. So there's so much, even nonprofit world, there's just so much in dog-related news that we're going to cover, and we are just thrilled. Now, be sure to visit dogmomnews.com to join us, join our movement, and enjoy the journey that we're on because great things are happening. Now, on today's episode, we'll visit with trainer Katie Gonzalez. Katie is a wonderful woman. She is the founder of Little Angels Service Dogs. We're also going to be hearing from Dr. Niccole Bruno. She is like a ray of sunshine. She's the CEO and founder of BLEND VetMed. So many things to look forward to. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that we are going to have a St. Patty's Day photo contest. So stand by to hear all of the details of how you can get involved and how you can dress your pup for success. We're handing out some gift cards. But first, let's talk news in a segment that we call Doggy Headlines. Your dog's starry night fetches, get this, a $10K bid. That's $10,000. Van Gogh, the one-eared boxer pit bull mix known for his paintings, is back in action with a new online art auction to celebrate his 8th birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. And the human Van Gogh's 170th birthday. Happily Forever After Rescue is hosting the silent auction featuring 10 of Van Gogh's most famous paintings, including Starry Night and Self-Portrait, with the proceeds benefiting the rescue. Listen to this. Pedigree has already bid $10,000 for Starry Night, making it one of the most expensive artworks ever created by a dog. He is so precious. Look at all that beautiful artwork. The auction runs from March 3rd to March 30th. Next up, a dog with 3 legs changes color once he is truly loved. A really heartwarming story here. Sidewalk Specials, a dog rescue unit in Cape Town, South Africa, recently rescued an underweight and scaly 3-legged dog that was really just having a hard time getting around. After being rescued, the dog struggled acclimating and he would just lash out. But get this, the rescuers, they didn't give up, eventually finding the right foster home to help with recovery. The little dog's health has improved, we're happy to report, and he even wags his tail when he sees himself in the mirror. That's so sweet. Amazingly, this is incredible. His coat began to change color as he became more healthy. It is amazing what a little love can do. And we hope that this guy soon finds his forever home that, of course, he just so truly deserves. Now, you're going to thank us for this one, okay? Trust me. Natural remedies for your dog's stinky breath. You heard me. Studies show that around 80% of dogs over 3 years old have periodontal disease, which is the main cause of bad breath in dogs. Now, however, there are some natural remedies that can help cure bad dog breath, and we want to let you know what they are. Here you go. Adding probiotics like yogurt to their diet, giving them small amounts of coconut oil, adding lemon juice to their water, and feeding them parsley. Who would have thought? Additionally, make sure your dog drinks enough fresh water. And if their bad breath still persists, make sure you talk to a veterinarian. You're welcome. We care about you here. Now, we want to share this incredible hero story with you. A frantic rescue dog makes a beeline for a helpless toddler trembling in a ditch. Now, everyone knows that dogs have exceptional awareness and tracking skills, with some able to detect things that are happening miles away and get this, even 40 feet underground. Well, one morning, Peanut, the cutie pie that you see here, a rescue dog, unexpectedly started barking and just racing around the house, alerting his family of the need to go outside and go out right now. Now, when they opened the door, the dog immediately sprinted toward the field behind their house. Now, there, Peanut found a 3-year-old girl that was just shivering in a ditch and began barking to alert her dad, who then called 911. Now, fortunately, this is good news. The girl wasn't severely injured at all. In fact, Peanut's heroism was recognized and awarded by the state of Michigan. So he got there just in the nick of time. It's a very happy ending for what could have been, of course, a total tragedy. And I'll tell you what, dogs are just amazing. And lastly, I want to be like Maisie Green when I grow up. I mean, she is so cool. Get this. She's 88 years old. 89, I should say. I mean, I want to give her the full credit. She is 89 years old, and she has knitted 450 blankets for homeless dogs. That is a lot of work. Now, Miss Maisie Green is from the UK. She's been knitting blankets and coats for shelter dogs for the past 3 years. Maisie Green handed stitched creations that provided warmth and comfort for, we said, 450 rescue dogs in the Dogs Trust charity organization in the UK. Now, Green decided to pitch in and help after reading an online post from the charity asking for donations of knitted winter coats for the dogs. Look at that. I mean, they all just seem to love them. Now, Maisie is actually 89 years young, not 89 years old. She says it normally takes her about 1 to 3 days to complete a coat or a blanket for a single dog. And her donations have made a significant difference in the lives of rescue dogs in their area. And she's not giving up anytime soon, y'all. She says she's going to continue these rescue efforts and continue her efforts with knitting and making these beautiful creations and making dogs so happy, as you saw, because she has a deep and abiding love for dogs. Thank you, Miss Maisie. We appreciate you so much. And those are your headlines for the week of March 9th, 2023. Make sure to tag us if you come across something interesting as you're online. If you want us to share it on the show, we want to hear from you. And be sure to tag us at @DogMomNews on social media. And now for our weekly dog training segment. It's time for Bark in the Park. Our guest today is the lovely Katie Gonzalez. She is the founder of Little Angels Rescue Dogs, which is a charitable nonprofit with multiple locations dedicated to partnering service dogs with the disabled. What an incredible cause. Now, their mission is to provide the absolute highest quality dogs to assist in the daily lives of their recipients. Katie, I want to thank you so much for joining us today, and happy belated International Women's Day, by the way.
Thank you. I love being here. It's going to be really fun to share all the incredible
So
things
everybody
that dogs
has
can
a
do.
story. Why don't you just start by enlightening us on how you got started with training service dogs?
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely one of those niche industries that it's kind of hard to get into. I was actually getting a music degree when I realized that's not what I wanted to do for my life because I just loved being with animals so much.
Yeah, you said
And I
animals
started
make my life sing, my heart sing, right? There you go. Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt you.
exactly. I do sometimes sing about animals still to this day, but my career is actually with service dogs. And back when I started, this was 25 years ago. So the internet wasn't a huge thing. It was difficult to research. I thought, well, maybe I will be a canine officer with the police department. That ended up being a very difficult path to follow. And I thought I could train the police dogs. So I went and I found a 3-year school I went to school full time for 3 years learning how to do that, but we learned all disciplines of dog training, which included assistance dogs. And I tell you, when I saw how those dogs helped people, I was immediately hooked. And that's how I got started in the career.
I believe it. You're like, "That's it. I'm all in. Why in the world
That's
would
it.
I do anything else?" So tell us about
Exactly.
your right? Yeah. So tell us about your mission statement though for Little Angels Service Dogs. What is your main goal and tell us about your organization.
Absolutely. So we do place dogs with disabled children and adults throughout the world. And we do take a different approach where we are looking at every person that has a disability. They might be able to be helped by a service dog. So we will talk with individuals who maybe have a rare disease, or maybe where other organizations are not suited to assist them, because a lot of the organizations out there will have big group classes where they will place 10 dogs with 10 people. And because of that group environment, everyone has to be very similar, but we do training more on an individual basis, one dog at a time. So we are able to really mold the dog's training in a way that's going to help that one individual.
Oh, that's incredible. Tell us some of the disabilities that you train the service dogs for.
Absolutely. We basically train everything except for guide dogs for the blind or allergy alert dogs. A lot of people don't even know that's a thing. But we do train mobility assistance dogs for people who are in a wheelchair or still mobile enough to move around, maybe with a cane or a walker. We also train hearing dogs for people who are deaf or hearing impaired. We also train autism assistance dogs, diabetic alert dogs, and we train seizure alert dogs, not just seizure response dogs. That's a big thing for our organization, is that we've honed in on the scientific basis of how dogs are able to smell seizures and learn to actively alert to them in advance in many cases. And then we also train psychiatric service dogs, not just for veterans, but we will also train them for civilians.
That is incredible. Your hard work, it's helping and changing lives. That's for sure, and that's honestly just
Every
an
day.
understatement. It makes my heart so full just hearing about how you've dedicated your life to helping the lives of others, and then that bond that the dogs have with those that they care
It's
for
unlike
is
anything else.
nothing short of amazing. Are there any specific breeds that are better at being service dogs?
We actually are looking for dogs that are friendly toward everyone and everything. And so in this industry, we find that the dogs that are most suitable for that are golden retrievers and Labrador retrievers. So you'll see that across the industry with a lot of different organizations. But we will also train some poodles and doodles, just like your co host there.
Oh,
But we have to be sure that they are not suspicious of people. And sometimes those
gotcha.
breeds that are very smart, they
Yes.
will bark more often because they are like analyzing the world. And we just need a dog that's happy go lucky.
There you go. Well, Louis has that. He is definitely happy-go-lucky, so he may have a future here. I don't know. You're inspiring me. That's for
Maybe a
sure.
therapy dog or something.
Yeah. So, where do you actually get your dogs to train? I mean, are they bred specifically for services that they'll perform, or do you even train rescue dogs at all? Inform us on how that works.
Absolutely. So most of the organizations currently are breeding their dogs. They are purpose bred, or they are shown to have generations of dogs that have the right temperament. But we will also rescue dogs wherever we can. There are about 1 in 300 dogs that have the innate ability to be
Wow.
a service dog. And so sometimes we do find them in shelters. Our eyes are always opened. We are also rescue partners with animal shelters. We can even get them from other countries just to try to help, spread the love and get those dogs out to where they need to go. But yeah, we'll do a little bit of both because we need a very high number of dogs.
Now, if someone's watching and they're considering getting a service dog, what advice do you have for them?
Well, my best advice would be first to get onto a website called assistancedoginternational.org. Assistance Dogs International, or ADI, is the only governing body for the assistance dog industry worldwide. Every country has different laws with regards to the public access or who can train a dog. And the laws in the United States are written very broadly on purpose. It's the Americans with Disabilities Act. And it's written to help people that are disabled have more rights, not to take their freedoms away. So it does allow for them or for anyone to train a service dog. But when you're looking for a trainer, that can get you into a little bit of trouble because it literally means anyone could train one and say that they have the skill set. So Assistance Dogs International will accredit different organizations throughout the world, and it takes all of the guesswork out for the community to be able to go and find an organization who has already been vetted and they know that they're not going to be hurt, that they are actually going to receive a dog that has the high level of training that will help them instead of hinder them.
Yes, and it sounds like this can be quite an expensive undertaking. I mean, is there any financial assistance available?
Yeah, so the different organizations, all of the organizations that are accredited by Assistance Dogs International are 501c3 nonprofits. We do our own fundraising, which for anyone who's ever been in a nonprofit, you know that it's not that you just provide the service or the product, but you also have to pay your own invoice. So that's hard. We're working
Yes.
double duty to make it happen. People can certainly contribute to the expenses that go along with it, but it is not uncommon for a dog's training to cost tens of thousands of dollars, which gives people sticker shock because I always
Uh-huh.
say I could buy two of my cars for the amount of money it costs to train one service dog. But if you look at like boarding a pet dog, how much we pay to board our dog when we go on vacation for 2 weeks, multiply that by 2 to 3 years, and then it starts to make sense why it's so expensive to get these dogs
Yes.
out. They just need a ton of training.
Right, and that perspective is key. Now, you did mention oversight and the importance of oversight and also regulation. So I'm just curious, I mean, how do you feel about the current regulations in your industry? Do you feel like there needs to be change in the service dog training world at all?
I think to a degree, but it's a very delicate balance to make sure that people who need service dogs can still get them. We don't want there to be a monopoly where you can only get dogs in certain locations or that it's cost prohibitive. Even now, when you're getting a dog from a legitimate organization, you are waiting for years to get that dog. You're on a waiting list.
Wow.
Every time you have a seizure or every time your blood sugar drops or you're in the emergency room, you're thinking, I needed this dog
It must
yesterday.
feel
So
like
it's
an
really hard.
eternity.
Yes,
Yes.
it does. It does. It's so hard. The organizations and Assistance Dogs International, we are campaigning to try to make the laws there to still protect the disabled, to still make it easy for them to get service dogs. But we need standards because there are a lot of people who bring dogs out into public and they don't have the training that they should. People are getting bitten. They're getting attacked. I mean, even in cases, I've had my children out with me in public and I have to remove my child from a dog that has no training. I think an important piece is that businesses know that if the dog is not under control, if they're worried about aggression or even barking, they can ask that person to leave with their dog, and that's okay. We need to still make sure everyone's protected.
That's awesome advice. And it's just incredible what you all are doing to help those that need help the most. So thank you for that. Katie, if folks want to just keep tabs on what's going on with Little Angel Service Dogs, how can they do that?
Well, we have Facebook page and Twitter and all of that, so you can certainly just look up our name on social media platforms. You can also visit littleangelservicedogs.org and find out not just how you would get a dog from our program, but we're always looking for volunteers. We're looking for fosters and people that want to help. And you know what? It takes a village. So
Sure
we would
does.
love for people to get involved.
Katie Gonzalez, founder of Little Angel Service Dogs. It's been a true delight to talk with you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Katie. Okay, so our staff has spent the week just scouring the internet, and they have emerged from their digital rabbit hole with some of the best dog videos. Get ready for some laugh out loud moments as we look at Barks and Rec. Roll the intro. Okay, let's go ahead and...
I asked my dog this morning how his week's been going, and he said rough.
Oh, rough, buddy. I feel you. Come on in.
Mom, do you need my help?
You need my help?
Do you need me to
You got
do
a toilet
anything?
paper?
Do you need me to come
What's
in
going
here?
on?
What did you say when
What'd
you got
you
your
say?
shot?
Oh, yeah, I don't like shots either. Oh, hey, buddy, chilling. Just hanging out there, like almost like a human. Just, watching the tube, right? Why not? Like,
Wait for me, I got little legs.
He's so little. Multi-talented dogs, brought to you by Dog Mom News Live. Keep strumming, bud. Love it.
I'm a piranha.
A piranha?
Amazon.
Yeah, I'm
Fast as fuck, boy.
fast. Ooh,
Still
he might be
fast as
little,
boy.
but he's fast.
Come get some.
Get some. Come on, what you gonna do? Oh, hi. Look at your smush little face and your little cheeks. You just so cute. Oh,
Man,
yeah.
I'm tired of people calling me cute. I gotta show them I'm a vicious dog. I'm vicious. Let me practice.
Vicious.
He's
so vicious, right? So
Hey, if
vicious.
you're down today, you can have a little bit of my sunshine.
Thank you,
Cannot
buddy.
control me. You cannot. Okay. You can have a little control, but I'm still in charge. I can
you
attack
won't.
any minute.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, buddy.
Good morning. I was in the third
You.
grade.
Yes.
People treated me like a criminal because I killed somebody.
Lucy is the best lifeguard. She sits like this and watches as we swim off the dock and make sure everybody is very safe and following all the rules. Thank you,
Good
Lucy.
girl. Good girl, Lucy.
Right here if you
Come
don't
get on in. Get on in this sweatshirt. Okay. What's going on here? Oh, give him the toy. Come on. He didn't do it. She didn't do it. Yeah.
My goodness.
Peanut butter. Yum, 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 yum. You're so cute. Peanut butter solves everything.
I breathed the bubbles on my nose holes, and it felt like it went into my brain.
Under your brain. I love it. Oh, hello. Excuse me, off limits? No, some places are just off limits. Dog is so nice. Okay.
Burrito.
Burrito. Where's Taco?
Good boy.
Where's Chiquito? Okay. Yeah, that's making my stomach hurt. Okay. This dog is just like not even phased by the altitude here. Ears flopping, just checking it out. Thank you for this beautiful view, because I'll tell you what I will not be doing. That. So glad you are so happy. It's at 8. But what?
Because I'm the boss.
Who's the boss? He's the boss. Okay, well, that's why we talk to trainers and things, because we're supposed to be the bosses, dog moms, right? Okay, well, we also like to talk to veterinarians here, and it is time to meet this week's guest veterinarian in a segment we call Dr. Dog Mom. Dr. Niccole Bruno is the CEO and founder of BLEND VetMed, a veterinary hospital certification program in diversity, equality, and inclusion. Niccole is originally from New York, and we are so excited to have you joining us today, Niccole, for Dog Mom News Live. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to the conversation.
So, Nicole, I know that you're passionate about animal rights. Are you a dog mom yourself?
I am. I have he's almost 16 years old. So he's
Oh,
been with me a huge
wow.
part of my career. So I'm very grateful for him. Same as
So,
Jimmy.
definitely a source of inspiration. And no doubt you've showered him with so much love. Just to start out, where did your love for animals come from?
So I grew up in Queens, New York, and I grew up in an apartment and we weren't allowed to have pets. And so I was always looking for that pet in my life. And a lot of times I would see stray animals on the streets and would try to feed them and bring them in. Eventually, I wore my mom down and convinced her to let's sneak a cat into our apartment building. But the cat I chose was a Siamese cat. And as you know, they're very vocal. So that was probably the wrong cat to own. But he really influenced me and my younger sister, who's also a veterinarian. He just made us love animals, and we both pursued veterinary medicine.
That is incredible. You know, it is hard to keep a Siamese under wraps. I used to have a point seal Siamese, and he is so active. So kudos to you. It's amazing how our love and our bond with our animals can really shape our futures. How long have you been a veterinarian?
It will be 17 years this May, which is
Wow.
crazy to me, but it's been a blur. But it's also seemed slow too.
Oh, I'm sure. So much has happened in that time, yet it goes boom, just like this. So tell us about Blend VetMed. We can't wait to learn all about what you're doing.
Yeah, so I in 2020 came up with the concept to create a veterinary hospital certification program in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And a lot of it stemmed from my own career of navigating this profession, being usually the only doctor of color in many of the hospitals I worked in, but also sometimes the only person in the entire hospital. And I've practiced in two of the most diverse cities in this country, New York City and Houston. And that's been the theme. And so I think it creates barriers, for our clients and the patient care that we can provide, since the demographics of the clients we see is so diverse. But it also, from a perspective of just belongingness and just culture within our profession, I wanted to bring light to that and start training my colleagues so that we can improve our culture and also be attracting to other groups that may want to join our profession, and even our clients that want to come to our practices.
Oh, I love that. I can see that sparkle in your eyes, that when you go in each and every day, you are fueled by that passion and that motivation. I know when you're going into launching something, you really have to get specific with statistics. So inform us as to how culturally diverse the veterinary industry actually is. You shed on it, a little light on it, but go a little deeper for us.
Sure. So we are the least diverse medical profession in the country. So in 2021, the US Bureau of Statistics published that veterinarians were less than 2% Black, so about 1.2%. And for Latinx, about 4.7%. And then for Asian Americans, about 5.6%. So in total, 93.3% of veterinarians are white. And this hasn't changed much. In 2013, The Atlantic published an article about our profession, and we were the whitest profession at that time at 96%. So in spite of a lot of, an attempt to increase the applicant pool into our profession, to those that are applying into veterinary school, we haven't made as much progress. And unfortunately, the pandemic is going to also influence applicants in the upcoming years. So it's just a passion of mine that I've always wanted to do, was mentorship and help feed the pipeline, because a lot of times these programs aren't in place for students of underrepresented backgrounds to even know what veterinary medicine is and all of the career paths that we take or that there is in our profession. And so bringing light to it by having, pipeline events, which is basically programs that we design for different age groups of students to expose them to vet med, is really important to me, as well as creating the program of certifying hospitals so that we also improve the culture of those hospitals, so that when we invite students to come into our profession, they feel as if they belong and want to stay in our profession.
I love that. I love how you pinpointed a problem and then you said, I want to do something about this and I'm willing to invest in that future generation, to open doors, to make a way. So kudos to you. I know this is something you're super passionate about and really you're championing the cause and you're going to keep moving forward boldly in 2023.
Thank you. I'm hoping so. I mean, we've already had really great success even with the opening of this year. And so and we're only in March. And so I'm
That's
just
right.
very excited about this year.
Do you want to share some of those events for us coming up that maybe we can get involved with?
Yeah, so we did a pipeline event a few months ago at one of our largest veterinary conferences in Florida. And as a result, we've been asked by St. Petersburg College in Tampa, or outside, in St. Petersburg, actually, but outside of Tampa, to come and do another event for their for students in the area. So we're excited. It will be a day of programming for students aged 12 to 15. We're looking for students that are typically underrepresented in this profession. And we plan on giving them and their parents a day of programming where they'll go through workstations about veterinary medicine and different opportunities such as emergency medicine, surgery, dermatology, dentistry, like just so that they get a full gamut of what we do as veterinarians, but also as technicians as well, because that is another part of our profession that is also underrepresented as well. So because this is a technical college, we'll be able to expose them to both what technicians do and veterinarians do. And then it's also important for me to have the parents understand what the process is for becoming a veterinarian. I'm very lucky to have had my mom really be that backbone for my sister and I in this profession. And so I think it's always important that parents know the roles that they can play to support their students into this profession.
I absolutely love that because then they're not going into it blindly, right? I can tell you are such a genuine and sincere and loving person that you want to say, hey, if this is what you want to pursue, I'm going to keep it real for you. And this is what you might expect, right? That is so key.
Exactly. You want to know what you're walking into. I mean, veterinary school is very intense. It's a long process. It's a lot of, unfortunately debt, as all, careers are. And so you want to know that without a doubt that this is something that you want to do potentially for the rest of your life. And the great part about veterinary medicine is that you can pivot. I'm proof of that. I practiced for 17 years and now I've chosen to, pivot into the DEI space. And so anything is possible, but certainly the foundation is getting that DVM or that RVT, title.
Love that. And it's certainly inspiring. If folks want to learn more about this event in particular, but also follow what you're doing, how can they find you?
So they can certainly follow us on Instagram at BLEND.vet. We also have a website, www.BLEND.vet. So that's a great way to find out what we're up to, where we are with our hospital certification programs, as well as learn about any new pipeline events that we'll be doing so that, students and or volunteers can help support these events.
Well, Dr. Niccole Bruno with BLEND VetMed, you are doing amazing things. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, our staff has been really hard at work scrolling through the internet, looking for those memes that'll just make you laugh so hard you can't stand it. And we're going to put a smile on your face right now in our funny meme, dog meme time segment. Let's go. All right, the first one up from Uncle Duke, no dogs allowed. And I can't tell if this dog is howling or barking or laughing because he's going to bust through there and get in anyway. Not really sure. Next up, it's so cute. I can barely stand it. Look at this little one just hanging around. Steph Hayes, she says, had to take my dog into a bathroom. And then apparently she had to go document it. Steph Hayes, I hope you picked up your cute little dog on the way out, just hanging around. Next up, double trouble here. We Rate Dogs. This brought to you by We Rate Dogs. We only rate dogs. Let me make that clear. This is a rare two-sided Southern Snitter, evolved to be twice as good at begging for food. Please only send dogs, only dogs, no cats, no two-headed cats for these people, okay? Thank you. 13 out of 10. They're impressed. This next dog meme, we just want to let you know, they say dogs lick us because we have bones inside and they want them. scientists say, but we are serious dog news people here. And I did some fact checking, okay? And Pet MD says, you're wrong. They lick us because they love us or they're curious or something like that. But anyway, it made us laugh. Next up, my kids got a kick out of this one. They were laughing so hard. Actually, they were like more amazed than anything. They got all up close on the picture and they were like, oh my gosh, they're right. It says, my dog's paw looks like a mini version of him. Look closely. Do you see it? Look at that little paw. It is. It's like a mini version of him. Things that make you go, wow. It's so cute. Just hanging out with that paw. It looks like his face. And now our quote of the week. Dogs are not our whole life, but they make our lives whole. And I could not agree more. I love Louie Bear, who you met a little while ago, so much. It's like, you know, we're looking at spring break in a week or so, and I'm going, I don't want to leave him. I've got to take him to the trails with me in North Carolina, right? Okay. Well, it's hard to believe we had our Valentine's Day contest, which you all are aware of, and we had so much interest and so many entries, and you all sent us the cutest dogs I think I've ever seen, and red tutus and this and that. Well, now, folks, it's time for our St. Patty's Day contest. And here's the deal. We are looking for the best photo of your pup decked out in the best green that you can possibly find. Okay, so we want you to be inventive. We want you to be creative. We want you to dress up your canines to look fabulous. There are going to be three winners that get prizes. And of course, as I said, the most creative will win. So we're going to go ahead and announce our winner on Dog Mom News Live on March 23rd. So get your pictures ready and be sure to head to Facebook or Instagram and tag us at Dog Mom News. You can also learn more about how the contest works on dogmomnews.com. You'll just want to go ahead and click on the tab. It's pretty straightforward for you with all of the contest information, okay? So go ahead and visit dogmomnews.com, whether it's the contest or just to figure out what's going on in Dog Mom News. We are on an amazing journey and there's quite a movement and we are so, so grateful. This has been an incredible show. I hope you agree. I mean, we have heard from Katie Gonzalez, the founder of Little Angel Service Dogs. They're doing amazing things for kids who need help and also for dogs who are just flat out incredible. So thank you, Katie, so much for joining us. We also heard from Dr. Niccole Bruno. She is incredible. She's the founder and CEO of BLEND Med and VetMed, that is, BLEND VetMed. BLEND VetMed. We want you to follow them on Instagram. We also want you to know that the fun does not stop here. You can find us on social media at Dog Mom News. You can give us a like. You can give us a drop a comment, of course. You can subscribe and stay up to date on everything that's going on with Dog Mom News. We want to invite you too, as we said, to interact with the show. So if you're online and you see a really cool video or a funny meme, or hey, maybe you want to be a guest on the show, let us know. We want to hear from you. You can just go ahead and tag us in the post at Dog Mom News, or you can go on dogmomnews.com, send us a message, keep in touch. There are so many incredible fun things going on, and we don't want you to miss any of it. Don't miss a thing. So for more information about our contests, for more information on how to become a premium member, or again, how to be a guest on the show, we'd love to have you. Go to dogmomnews.com. Join us next week, same pup time, same pup channel for Dog Mom News Live. I'm Corrina Sullivan. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great week, everyone.